everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight we are going to be painting a quilted heart and add some things onto it. This is just a poster board that I was kind of practicing on. I haven't painted roses in a long time, and we're going to put a little rose in. So this was just kind of a practice sheet that I was practicing on. This is actually the size heart that we're going to put it on. You can do it at any color you want to. My inspiration for this, I bought this probably 20 years ago, 18 to 20 years ago at a craft show, the one that I coordinated in Hal. Hi, Marie. So I bought this from a little lady. She was in her early 90s when she was still painting, and her son would cut things out for her. So I'm using this as an inspiration tonight to do it on a larger scale. I am Pam Savage, and I am owner of Young at Heart Creations. So I do this every Tuesday night, as long as something's not going on and everybody's well, usually around 6:30 every Tuesday night. And sometimes I'll hop on at different times if I'm doing something extra that I want to teach you to do. Let me go ahead and get my comments pulled up here. Hope you guys are having a happy Tuesday. I heard that we've got possibly a little bit of snow. I don't think it's supposed to accumulate. I don't know yet, but snow flurries tomorrow night and into Thursday. So I'm excited, and we need some moisture. We're in almost drought circumstances here, so we need some. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Jerry. So I'm going to go ahead and get you pulled up over here so I can see comments as we go. Hopefully it doesn't freeze up on me like it did the other night. So let's see, and I'll show you how far I've gotten on my snowman scene that we're working on. I've almost got all my homework done. I only like probably another couple of hours on it, and all my homework will be done on it. All right, so let's see if I got your comments. Yay, there we are, there we are. Okay, so I made some changes. You know, it was much smaller. The trees were, but I have a huge piece, and I didn't want to go buy something, so I just used what I had, and it's a huge piece, so it was very tall, and I just had a lot of blank space up there. So I made the trees taller, and I moved the sun. The sun was very tiny and down low, so I just, not the sun, the moon. It's a nighttime scene, so I just made the moon a little larger and put it up. You can see the shading, and I decided to go ahead and do a wash and do a glow around the moon. So I've done quite a bit since I talked to you guys last. I'll start over here at the right side of it. So there's that little guy. Still got to do snowballs. Haven't done those yet. So that's those. I've just got the little birds on his arm base coated. I just got all the arms base coated, so they don't have any shading or highlighting on them yet. And let's see, I'll get to where I am here. Okay, and then there's the one right next to them. I don't know if you can see. Okay, she doesn't have one yet, but she's got a little flower on her hat. And then these two. Birdhouse has to have the snow put on it. The little icicles, and let's see, I don't think you can see. This one's got, that one right there, she's got a purse hanging on her arm, but I don't know that you can see it because it's dark. It's a dark purse, but, and then there's the little one with the broom. I haven't shaded or highlighted the broom. Any of the wood has not been shaded or highlighted yet. So I'll bring it back here so you can kind of get an idea. It's a big piece. I got this piece from Tamara Bennett, Southern Adornments Decor, and she sells all kinds of blanks on there. So that's what I've gotten done. I've gotten a lot done on it since we last painted together. So I am enjoying it so much. I go back to class the first week of, I think it's the first week of February. I'll have to look and see. Maybe the second week, I'm not sure. But that's what we're gonna what I've been working on still, and this is what we're gonna do tonight. And again, you can choose. Hi, Jean. Hi, Miss Judy. You can choose any color that you want to. for your pieces. Like this one is done in blues and in mauves. So whatever your favorite colors are. I chose just to do the teal and pinks, peach, I guess peach tonight. In the middle of it is, you could do it in white, whatever you want to. This is Deco Art Americana, buttermilk. So it's just kind of a soft, almost a yellow when you put it up against white. You could do antique white, would be pretty as well to do it with. So, and I'm going to attempt to do a little small rosebud in it tonight, which we'll see how that goes. It's been a long time since I've done rosebuds. And I don't know why, but I just haven't done them in a long time. So, but I'm going to bring you down here. What I did was just draw out, I've already base coated it in the buttermilk, and then I just drew out the lines where I wanted my lines to go. So there's our center. So we're going to do base coating, and then we're going to do shading, and then some stitching, and then we're going to write on it. I'm not going to paint lettering. I'm going to use a marker to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the teal. Put this up here to remember what I did. Okay, so for the teal, the base, I'm going to use Spa Blue, Deco Art Spa Blue, and we're going to shade it with Aqua Sky. So here's our base coat, and then here's our Aqua Sky. Okay, all right, so let's get going here. I've got my plate ready, I've got all my brushes over here, got my water set up. I've been moving projects back and forth. I have had such a time. You all know that I have, I told you last week, I have extremely high blood pressure that I have to keep under control. And you know, you would think, I'm only 5 foot tall and little, you wouldn't think I'd have that much blood pressure in me, but I do. So they're changing my medicines up. And the first part of the week, I started taking a new one. Well, I had a bad reaction to it. Swollen face, looked like it was on fire, trouble breathing. So they got me off of that. So I've just been, my body has just been going like this. So I've been trying to get it under control. So I'm on another medicine, taking 5 pills for the next several days to wean off of an old one. So I've been like bouncing off the walls and then just bottom out and zero energy. So it's been a little hard to paint, but I've been up here painting when I can, you know, when I can and can make it work. So, but that's why I haven't been on as much as I typically am. Okay, make sure that's shaken up. Let's go ahead and start with this Spa Blue, one of my favorite colors. I just love it. All right, I think that should be plenty. Let's go ahead and do our top one. I got a brush out a minute ago to see which brush I was wanting to use, and it was just full of glitter. I guess I had brushed some glitter off and forgot about it. So I am just going to dip my brush into some water, get it moist, and I'm going to go ahead and bring you down. Stand up and see if I can get you down where you can see much better than what you have been. I've been trying to work with this Archon to get you down a little lower. All right, let's see. I think that will probably get it. I do see a little bit of a shadow. I'm gonna lay that down. These lights are wonderful, and these Archons too, but sometimes it gives you such a bad shadow. So I'm looking on my screen. Okay, we'll see what we get. If I need to move you, let me know if it's not doing what it should be, if it's too dark. Hi, Crystal. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our base coat on, and it'll probably take a couple of coats on it. So I'm just using a flat, it's a Royal Langnickel, and it's a 3/4 inch. Okay, so we want this one opposite each other, the colors. So I'm going to just stand it up on its chisel edge. That just means standing it up straight. and get my outline. The outline, I just did it with carbon paper, with graphite paper. I just laid it down and then just kind of played with it on the paper until I got it like I wanted it. Oh, that's a pretty color. My bedroom is done in sort of this color. It's just a little bit lighter than this, but then when you put everything with it, this color, it really brings it out. So I guess you would call it kind of a quilt heart. That's what we'll call it. And then we'll put a phrase on it when we're done. They came out right after I posted today that I didn't know if I was going to get to go live because our internet was down. They came out and worked on it for, I guess about an hour up at the pole level. So there was a bad connection or something up on the outside. So they worked on it for quite a while. So hopefully that took care of what our problem has been. And they said they only had, because of COVID, they were down to like 2 technicians for Grayson County. So I was impressed that they even got out that quick. Okay, chisel edge again. Just right on that line, and then we'll fill it in. Smooth it out. I posted earlier, or it might have been yesterday. It probably was yesterday. About the Southern Adornments live event. That I'll be a presenter there, and there'll be 11 other presenters there as well. So if any of you wanted to have a ticket, you can watch virtually. Those are available for the first time, virtual tickets. And but you can also attend. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat. Attend in person, which is of course the most fun. But I posted the links to that to purchase those tickets, and got notification that the link was not working. So went in and tried it. Sure enough, it wasn't. So they are working on getting that link back up and working for us so that we can let everybody know about it. It's going to be so much fun. Tamara's only had 2 events so far. The first one was amazing. Didn't think it could be outdone. And then the second year that she had it, it was even better. And this one, I think she's just really topped herself on this one. She's got an event planner, which she didn't have before. Excuse me, y'all. My nose is going crazy over here. And, I don't know. She's got so much help this year and so many things that are going to be going on. I cannot wait. Her lives have never let me down. I've never regretted 1 minute buying a ticket. That's a lot of money. Or I thought it was at first. I thought, I don't know if I can do that. That's a lot of money. They do have a payment plan for you to set up. If you, I think it's 4 payments. I'm not positive what exactly the plan is, but I saved up for it, and I've been saving all year. I've been saving all year. Well, now I'm going to be a presenter, but it was worth every penny. I met so many friends that I still stay in contact with, and it was just wonderful to be with other painters. There'll be about 200 painters there, and every presenter will be doing, of course, something different. I'm going to be doing a Christmas in July. And I know Miss Tracy Creates will be doing, something with, well, I know she is, with something with napkins and Mod Podge. She is in my book, she is the queen of beautiful Mod Podging and just, makes the prettiest things. So she's the one that got me started back Mod Podging. I had never Mod Podged on the level that I do now. I had Mod Podged when I was very, very young. But, this just takes it to a whole nother level. So she is wonderful, and she's from Fort Worth. Maria with Little Maria's Creations, I think. I'm sorry if you're on here, Maria. Correct me. Let me put my paint over here because I'm not completely in camera, y'all. They have door prizes. There's going to be a craft sale event. There's going to be booths. I don't know how many booths they're going to have. Quite a few from what I understand. Set up where we'll be in the at the hotel. I think it's actually in the conference center right across the parking lot from the hotel. So it's just right there. So I will repost it just as soon as they get the link back up. I will repost it for you. Hopefully you can come. I would love, if I have not already met you, to meet you. And if I have already met you, I would just love to see you again. I just can't explain the relationships that you make while you're there with like-minded people. You know, it's just so much fun. And, with some of the presenters that she's got that's going to be there, they've been doing it professionally for, a long time, and their businesses are wonderful. So I like to learn from them as well. Okay, let me hit that with the dryer right quick, and let's see if we need to put another coat on it. So I'm looking very, very forward to it. It's in July. And it's going to be Friday and Saturday all day. So I promise you will not regret it at all. And especially if you bring a friend with you. It's always so much more fun when you bring a friend. Some of them are even sharing the hotel room, the cost of the hotel room. Some of them are getting two beds and splitting it between 4 of them. So that would really help cut down on the cost. Oh, isn't that color pretty? Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, I think I am going to put one more coat on it just to be safe. I think we could get away with that last coat, but I've got paint still out here, so. But I promise you will meet some new painting friends that you don't know, that you will just love. All ages. Even some of the husbands came last year, and or not last year, she didn't get to have it last year because of COVID, but the year before, and painted with their wives. It was awesome. My hubby's going to be, if I decide to do a craft booth, he's going to be running my booth for me. I want to get out there and shop myself. So in between classes, I want to get out there and shop. I always buy when I go to her events. Before, they were in Nashville, so I had to drive. We flew one year, and then we drove one year. And the reason we drove is so I could bring back lots of stuff. But the first year, I took an extra big suitcase with me so I would have enough to, something to put all of the unfinished stuff in. So I bought a lot of blanks. I don't know what all's going to be there. There's going to be so many vendors. I'm not sure what all will be there. I'm sure they'll have some blanks for you to purchase. Okay, I think that's going to work on that one. I'll have to try to, this is a different camera angle. I'm just trying to get you a little closer. It does look a little bit dark. Now, is it dark to you guys, or is it just me? Hi, Miss Cindy. All right, let's go with, we're going to go with Cactus Flower. So it's a pretty, almost a coral. It is, I just love it. It's really pretty. It's just kind of a pastel-y color palette tonight, but you could do anything. You could do purples, blues, reds, yellows. And then we'll shade them in a minute. I probably should have gone ahead and shaded it while it was still wet, but that's all right. Okay, up on my chisel edge. There's a delay in the, okay, I'm gonna lay this one flat to get started here. In the iPad, when I say something, it takes the iPad about 30 seconds to catch up. I have the puppy dog that we're babysitting this week for my niece. His name is Bo. He's an old man with gray whiskers. He's the sweetest natured dog, but he snores like a full-grown man. I don't know that my husband has ever, well, yes he has. He used to snore before he got his CPAP machine. But the dog, Bo, tell you could run a good race with him. We have a two-story house, and he doesn't like to, he's been coming upstairs just to check things out, but then he wants right back down. He doesn't like it up here for some reason. So he's sleeping downstairs on his little bed that they brought him. So I've been sleeping on the couch down there. It's just like grandkids. When my grandkids are here, the little ones, I always sleep in the same room that they're sleeping in case they get up in the night. You know, I'm just more comfortable with that. So I've been sleeping downstairs with him, and I was sound asleep, and it woke me up, and I thought, wow, there's a storm coming in, because I thought I was half asleep, half awake, and it was just, I thought was thundering so bad. Well, it wasn't thunder. It was Bo snoring. He was sleeping hard. Right, I have to not breathe when I'm going around that edge. I'm just going to work it out a little bit there. I watched Kim Madison today with Adorable Creations with a K and Designs. She was painting a shamrock gnome for St. Patrick's Day. She had an order, and the colors of green and everything were so pretty. She did some mixing on it. Okay, so I'm feathering out away from my edges so it doesn't get all over the back of the piece, and then I'll just smooth them out. She did buffalo plaid on it, and anyway, it turned out really cute. But if you get a chance, go back and watch that video that she did today, because just like I've had so many times, she had some things that weren't working well for her when she was doing it, and she pushed through. Let me turn this around a bit. She pushed through and fixed the things that went wrong for her, and by the end, you couldn't even tell it. So there was a time when things like that would happen to me. I would just chunk it to the side and say, I'm done. But she showed how to save it. And he was so cute by the time she got done with him. Definitely gonna need a second coat on this, maybe even a third. Add just a little bit of water. We'll let it dry and then put another good coat on it. Alright, let's hit it with the dryer right quick. Hi, Vicki. Thanks so much for hopping on. We have been trying to decide what to do about selling our home. We've been in it for 33 years. But it's a 2-story, and my husband's wanting a 1-story, so he's not having to climb stairs. He had a knee replacement a while back, and it's just hard for him to kind of get up and down the stairs. And he's actually mowing our neighbors' part of their yard too. So he mows an 1.5 acres every weekend when it, when it's growing, and trimming. And so we first thought, well, we'll look at land and maybe build, go through United Build or something and build. Well, around here right now, an acre, just a simple acre, the one we looked at last week, no trees, nothing special about it at all. It did have a pretty view, but $95,000 for 1 acre. Hi, Patricia. 1 acre, $95,000. And I just can't bring myself to do that. So I think we've decided against building and just maybe going ahead and selling, and then rent an apartment until we can find something that we both want in town. We've lived out in the country so long, I'm not sure. I have to have something that the houses aren't just right up on top of each other, because I've gotten spoiled with all of our space out here. But the problem is, when something comes on the market, it really doesn't even get put on the market until it's got a pending sign on it. Somebody's already got it. I mean, it's just like their phone pings that it's available, and they immediately jump on it. And it's a lot of people moving in from, out of state. So it is hard to get something. So I'm like, I don't know how long we would have to stay in an apartment. We would have to put a lot of our stuff probably in storage until something became available. I don't know. It's hard to know what to do. You think, okay, do we wait to see if prices are going to come down? And what I'm hearing is prices are not coming down. There's just too many people moving into our area, and there's just not enough housing to go around. Okay, I think we've got enough on that one. Smooth out just a little bit here. We got a little dry. Oops, that's too much. Okay. All right, let me get a little more paint. So what I want to do is just go on vacation somewhere, Montana or somewhere pretty. Let everything be taken care of and come back and tell me where I'm living. That's how I want to do it. We have a home near us that actually needs a lot of work. And it sold for almost $250, $250,000. I was shocked. But if people will pay it, I don't blame them for, asking it. It was only on the market for 1 day, and it already had a pending son. I've had this pink for a long time, and it's gotten kind of thick. When it gets like that, sometimes I will put a little bit of floating medium just in the bottle and shake it up really good just to kind of thin it out just a little bit. Okay, I'm pulling away from that line because I don't want a big ridge, and then we'll smooth that out. Okay, I think we're smooth enough there. Let's go ahead and dry it good. Oh, Patricia, we've been in this house for a little over 33 years. It's a 2-story house, and it's on an acre. And my hubby has already had a knee replacement. The doctor's telling him he's probably going to have a hip replacement soon. And we've got 3 baths, but the downstairs we just have a half bath, so there's not a full bath downstairs. And he's mowing part of the neighbor's yard also because they're not able to. So he mows 1.5 acres. Spends all day Saturdays when it's mowing season. It takes him a full day to get everything mowed and trimmed, and so it does take up a lot of time, a lot of weekend time. Okay, I saw a spot I wanted to go over again where that line is. So he's wanting to get 1 story. And a little bit smaller yard. Okay, I can see just a little bit of wood through this one. So I'm going to go ahead and put one last coat on it. The hard thing is, you know, when I do Facebook Lives and I have all my business stuff up here in this room, I'm like, well, I can't put it all up. I can organize it best I can, but, you know, I can't put it all away. Can't put my business in storage. And my hubby works from home too. Alright, I think the blue is fine on that. So we're going to go ahead, while this is still kind of wet and I've got that paint out, I'm going to go ahead and shade it with Wild Berry. So everything I'm using tonight is Deco Art. So we're going to do Wild Berry. So I'm going to go ahead and just get it moist around the edges. Let's see if this brush will work okay to float with. So I'm just going to get just a little bit. It won't take much. This one may be too big, but I'm going to try it. So we're going to just dirty that brush back up with the base coat color. I always look for where my words are and put the highlight or shading color on the right to the words are. Most of the time that works for me. I'm getting just a little bit on the corner there. Alright, let's see what we get. And you might have to go over it, you know, a second time to work it in. Get a little more of that shading color on there. Those look pretty together. And then we're going to put some stitching on it as well. And I'm just dipping back into that shading color and just working it in. You don't want it harsh. So just kind of work it in. Just kind of fade it out. Just a little more here. Okay, I'm going to take this dry brush here and just kind of work that water out a little bit. Too much moisture in there. My table's squeaking. It sounds like my bones feel. Alright, let's do the outside. Alright, let's start down here at the bottom. All right, got a little bit on the blue, so we'll touch it up here in a minute. I love the shading. I think it just adds so much to it. Okay, and I'm just blending it, blending it, blending it. See if we can get that off before it dries. Forgot to get my baby wipes out. There we go. Okay, so we've got just a little bit right here that we need to fill in. Okay, so here's the one that's not shaded. That one does not have any shading on it. And here's the one that does. So it really makes it stand out. And I'm just getting my brush moist again. Loading it back up with some of that base color. And then to the right of my words, filling it in. And I'm just putting a little bit, since we didn't do this immediately while it was still moist, I'm just putting a little bit of moisture on here. Not a lot. I don't know if y'all are this way, but talking about selling your house, I don't think men get real attached to houses or cars. I get attached to my cars. I had a Suburban a while back, and we had taken the grandkids so many places in that Suburban. We had had so many vacations with our kids, with our grandkids, but it was having a lot of issues. We had it for nearly 12 years, and we had put a lot of miles on that Suburban. I mean, a lot. And it was hard for me to let go. Okay, I'm just kind of working some of that water in there. And my husband said, it's just a car. I said, but I know, but we had so many memories in it. Well, I'm that way with a house. It's going to be hard for me to let it go because we've had so many wonderful times in this house. It's not a big house. It's 4-bedroom, 3-bath, but it's only 1560 square feet. So we had a realtor one time when they were calling, and we were thinking about putting it on the market several years ago. And he said, how many bedrooms? And I told him. He said, how many bathrooms? I said, 2.5. And he said, okay, what's the square footage? I said, 1,560. He said, ma'am, that can't be right. And I said, yes, sir. I said, 1,560 square feet. He said, there's no way you can have 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths in a house that small. And I said, well, sir, I've lived here over 20 years. I think I know what my house is. And anyway, he wanted to know if he could come out just to see it. Pretty much called me a liar, That's what it came down to. But once he came out, he shook his head and he said, well, ma'am, I owe you an apology. I said, yeah, I kind of think you do. We ended up not putting it on sale, but for sale at that time. But I don't think I would have gone with him. But he just was astonished of the layout of it, and we had raised 4 children and had many, many get-togethers with our congregation out here. We've had, I think, 42 people at one time. 40-something. And we just had a blast. Okay, I think we've got the pink shaded well enough. Okay, let's get our blue shaded. I was not having a good day yesterday with my blood pressure, so I was having to be kind of not do much of anything, and I sat and watched the ice skating. They're getting ready for the Olympics, and they were having competition for ice skating, and it was awesome. Just amazes me. All right, I'm going to put just a little more of this out because I waited too long for it. The Spa Blue, just our base color. And then we're going to shade in the Aqua Sky. So pretty. I think that's the one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I used. I'll try it on here. I think it's dark enough. Okay, I'm going to use the same brush. And I come down here. A little bit of moisture on there. And I load it up with that base color. I don't want it just gobbed on there. And I'm going to get a little bit of moisture on it. Alright, and let's start down here at the bottom. Okay, this table has not squeaked like that ever, so I don't know what's causing it to squeak. Oh, I love those colors together. That has to be probably my favorite color combination. The different teals. Okay, that shading color was getting just a little bit dry. When it starts breaking up like that, you want to add a little more moisture. Okay, and I'm going to work in some of that, feather that moisture out. Okay, so let's go underneath. I guess it's the way I'm leaning on this table tonight. I don't typically lean on it to the left like this. Alrighty, I'll work some So we're going to do the outside, and then we'll do this one right quick, and we'll start doing our stitching. Oops, I started on the wrong one. All right, we'll let that dry. We'll come back to that one. We're supposed to be doing this one. Supposed to be doing the outside of this one. It finished. I'm going to dry that because I know I'm going to get my arm in it. We may go a little bit lighter in the center just to kind of give it a highlight. Just maybe a little bit of dry brushing. All right, we're good on that. That's dry enough there. I'm messy tonight. A little bit too much water in it, so that's why it was not cooperating. Okay, so I think we are good on that one. All right, let's come back up to this one here. A little more there, I like a little bit more to separate the two colors there. All right, let's go around the top. I think shading is worth every bit of the effort. I'll clean this one up just a little bit. We are almost done with this part. Dry that just a tad. right. I think we are good on that. Now I could take let's take some, let's take a little bit of this antique gold and kind of go on the inside of that. Around that buttermilk. Just a little bit out there. I think I'm actually going to use a smaller brush inside that. A little bit smaller area. Let's go with Royal Nickel. It's about 1/4 of an inch. The information's wiped off of it, which tells you it's one I use a lot because I can't read it anymore. Let's get a little bit of moisture on it. I don't want a lot. Stuck hand in it. If I don't like this, I'm going to wipe it off. And I'm going to see what it does with it. Okay, I like it. Just gives it another dimension. Just dipping back into that color. Almost on chisel edge down in the where it's really tight, and then feathering it out. A little moisture back in it. You have to have a little more buttermilk. So are y'all painting for spring, Easter, still on snowman? Hi Lynn, hi Jean, hi Jan, how you doing? Hi Miss Sheila. All right, so let's load back up. let's do this one here. Now, some people like to shade and highlight with an angle brush, and it gets the job done as well. I don't remember actually where I got this heart. It's got the 2 holes in it, so I will be putting some kind of ribbon, something in it, not sure what yet. So everything that I'm painting for the next few months will more than likely be at Tamara's show, her live event. I'm looking so forward to it. Okay, see an area in this blue that I got way out here with the shading, and I don't want that, so I'm going to kind of feather some of the base coat back in. Okay. Let's give that a good dry. What a difference that shading makes. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of that of white and just kind of dry brush a little bit of white in each one, just to kind of lighten it up a little bit. So let me get a good, I'm going to use a mop brush. So I'm going to get it on, but then I'm going to get most of it off. I'm going to work it around here because I'm not sure that I'm liking that. Probably need to do a watered down version of it. All right, let's try this and see. And if I don't like this, and then let's just kind of work it around. has just a little bit of highlight. You may not can see it with this light. So I'm just kind of rubbing it in, and then I'm just taking my fingers. Can't see for the light. Just adding a little more moisture. All right, good there. And it looks like just a little bit of a light shining on it, just right in the center. Okay, we did that one. We already did that one. All right, so we're done with that. Okay, so let's put some stitching on. I'm going to do my stitching in white. You can do it in black. You can do it in the darker colors of this, but I'm going to go ahead and do them in white. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to bump you. And for the stitching, I'm going to use a small, very small liner brush. If you can see that. So it's, let me hold it right there. Very, very tiny. Thank you, Jan. It's good to see all of you on here. I'm so glad to see you. Okay, so I'm just going to go all the way around. We'll start here and just skip a space. And you'll want to reload and just follow the curve. Just try to keep as close to the distance between each stitch that you can, but they're not going to be perfect, but you don't want perfect. Oops, too much on that one. You could also do X's. It really shows up on that shading that we did. So I don't want them super close together because I don't want to cover up all that shading work that we did. A little more on this one. I have never for real quilted. I'm not much of a seamstress. I have made some dresses and baby things, baby blankets. I made my daughter some little dresses when she was little, but I am not much of a seamstress. And my friend just gave me a handmade quilt that she made, and I look at it and I think, and it was hand done, and I think there's no way I would have the patience to do that. And then they look at this and go, there's no way I would have the patience to do that. Okay, so we're going to go right under here. And I'm just putting them right under where it is in the pink. I am anxious to do some Mod Podging, so we will probably do some of that in the next few weeks. I've gotten so many new napkins. See, some of my stitches are a little bit longer than the others, so you do not have to be precise on it. Okay, so see the difference that already makes? Just making the little lines. These are really cute when you're doing like bunny rabbits and things like that you want to look like a stuffed animal. So it's a good way to get that look. The brush is getting a little bit dry. So make those a little lighter. This would be cute to for somebody that does sew, especially if they make quilts. Once we get the sewing and everything on here, it would be really cute for that. Okay, the ones of you on here that are doing the New Testament challenge with me, we're reading the New Testament through in a year. I just finished the book of Matthew and I'm starting Mark. And what I have found interesting is the difference in how the two, like there'll be the same account of something, and one will go into great detail, you know, almost every aspect of the whatever it was that happened. And then one of them is just gets right to the point and leaves out all the a lot of the frills, I guess you say. I don't know, for lack of a better word, but just the difference in the two writers, but yet you come away with unity. I mean, they're both on the same page. So I found that really interesting. Matthew and Mark are very different in their writings. I mean, it's all God inspired, but their personalities, you know, come out in it. I thought it was really neat. Okay, we're almost done with this. This is very relaxing to me. I could sit and do things like this. Anything repetitive, I love. I could probably be a counter in a factory. They brought me 1,000 nuts and bolts to count every day. I would love it. Stacks of paperwork to file. Right up my alley. Bean counter, I guess that's what you call it. Okay, last one. I'm reloading after every few so that we get a good bright stitch. I have not been to Hobby Lobby or Dollar Tree in weeks. My checkbook is glad that I haven't been, but I'm having withdrawals. Almost to the last stitch. Nose up just a little bit. Okay, so there we are on that. Okay, now for me, the hard part. I'm going to try to do a little rose. Stuff out of the way here. Try to do a little rose right here. Right down here at the bottom, because we're going to have words here. So let me see, because that's a tiny little space. Find a small enough. All right, let me practice with this real quick and see. No, that one's not going to do it. All right, bear with me just a moment. I want to make sure I get the right width on it. Kind of flat, not an angle. Okay, let's try this one. All right, I'm gonna try this one. Hold my breath. Okay, so we're gonna do a light pink rose. Lighter than this, so I think it'll show up fine. In white. I'm going to show you on the cardboard first with a little bit larger brush so that you can kind of get the idea of it. I'm going to use, though, because it's not going to show up for you with the white on this whiteboard. So let's see if we can get enough on here to do it with this color. Okay, so we're going to load both sides. We're going to double load. I'm going to load my base bottom color on the bottom corner, just in like a triangle. And then on the other side, same thing. So we've got kind of triangle. We're going to blend it in. I'm going to load it again. Blend it in again. Let's see if this will show up. So we're going to make a little rosebud. The blue's not showing up very good on this white either. but you'll get the idea. Okay, and then we're going to come over here and make a U. Let's try it in the pink and see if the pinks show up a little better. So I'm going to get one corner in the darker pink and then one corner in that lighter pink and blend them in. All right, let's see if we can do this again. I'm going to make me a little frame there. And then we're going to go back in the same colors, blend it in. And make a U come up. Okay, and then we would just, make some like commas. I guess that's what you would call them if you wanted some more petals on here. All right, so that's my rendition of a rosebud. I have not done them in a long, long time. Okay, so let's see what we get with this smaller brush over here. Let's try with the, I think I'm going to go with the darker color of the, what was that called? Cactus flower. Okay, our wild berry. Let's try our wild berry in white and see what it does. I might be grabbing the rag real quick. Brush is so tiny, but it's a tiny spot we got to put it in. All right, let's see if we can get a little one in here. This brush is a little bit stiff, so we'll see. Just twirling it around. Oh, I did the wrong side. Sorry, I did the wrong edge. I think, after doing that, I think I can use this little bit larger brush. Okay, so pink, white, and I want the white on top. Y'all, I'm talking myself through this, so we'll see if it's going to work. I'm going to put a little more white on there. Okay, so I'm going to reload. And I'm just blending it in. The dark color on the bottom. And I'm going to come back around. Let me think. With the white on top. Is that right? Yes. so we've got a rosebud. Now, I'm not going to put the petals out around it because I just want a rosebud. I don't want a full rose. Alright, so now we're going to put some, we'll put some little dots in it for the center. Okay, now let's get our green, and we will go with Hauser medium green. Then we're also going to use Hauser light green. This will just take a minute, and then we're going to put our words on. Any ideas what our words are going to say? All right, so we're going to start with the, we're going to start with the medium Hauser green first, and do some little vines. And some leaves. I think I want to do see if this is large enough. So press down and lift up. Press down and lift up. Press down, get a little more paint on there. And just out around it. Okay, and then let's make our stem. And just a little vine going out to the side. Okay, and then with our light Hauser, we'll put some leaves on the vine. And I'm going to press down and then lift up. Just to kind of give it a little, anything green on here is going to look like leaves. And I'm still using that small liner brush. I'm just pressing down, lifting up. And we'll put a little bit of highlight around the bud. Okay, so now for the words. Let me see if I'm caught up with. Okay, let me know if you can still see in here. My iPad's trying to freeze up on me. Okay, so we are going to do. Let me go ahead and dry that rose right quick. chalk pencil will show up. When you. Scraps. Okay, so it says, when life hands you scraps, make a quilt. Okay, and I'm going to try to use this Posca pen. It's a new one, so I haven't primed it. And we're going to do it in black. Okay, it's splattering just a little bit on this wood, so I'll have to work on that. When okay, so see, I don't know if you can see it or not. Right after the H, see where it kind of splattered right there? So I'll have to paint over that on that edge. I don't know if it's because I've never used this one before. Hi, Dana. At a basketball game. I haven't been to a basketball game in years. Did y'all win? splattered again. I've never had one do that. Okay, so there we go. I'll have to touch up with some paint a little bit where where this pen splattered. Yeah, I'd probably do a few little highlights here, but other than that, I think we're done, and I did it in under 2 hours. Yay! Now you can also do like this one. I've got little dots in between the stitches. So you could also do that. You could do it just around the outer edge like this, or you could go all the way around and do it. That would look pretty too. So I've got to decide what kind of ribbon that I'm going to hang it with. Bring you back up here. Okay, let me hold it up a little bit. And I'll probably do a little bit of white around the lettering maybe, so we'll see. Now, could have made the rosebud even a little bit bigger. Might could even come out here and put a rosebud up here and one up here, just above that one. It says, when life hands you scraps, make a quilt. So in other words, just make the best of it. So looking at it in the camera, I think it does need some highlights up here. Now you can't see the stitches back there, but a few little highlights or something around here just to kind of brighten it up a little bit. I'll have to think about it and see what I want to do with it. But there's that one. Here's the little bitty one. Isn't that pretty? The lady, again, was 90 something years old when she did this one. I guess you're never too old. So there we go. I might put something in here. Not sure what yet, but it looks a little plain, so I need to put something up in here. But okay, ladies. Let me see if I've got everything on my notes that I was going to tell you. Oh, I posted a video, a short little clip of my crazy daughter. She's a school nurse for an elementary school. And hi, Wanda, thank you. She has about 600 students or so, I guess. But COVID has been just so hard for all the school systems, but especially for the nurses. They have to test hundreds of kids a week, and a lot of the parents, think all the rules and everything. The nurses are responsible for all of that. They have nothing to do with it. But she did a funny little clip. She does them all the time, and the name of her little clips is, what does RN? She's a registered nurse. It's, what does RN really stand for? And she has done some of the funniest ones. But there was just a little one today that she did on it. But their eyes get, the way the animation on it is crazy. Her tongue, when she goes to reach for the straw, looks like a cow's tongue. But anyway, I posted that on there. I told her I was going to, and she didn't say no, so it's out there for you. But she's got to do something to laugh about it, because it's been a rough year for them already. Okay, so I'll probably do a few more little rosebuds here and there, something just to add a little bit to it. But what's be so cute for a friend that does quilt, to hang up over their sewing machine or quilting area. I think that would be pretty. Okay, I think that's everything. As soon as I get the okay that the link is working again for Tamara's Southern Adornment Live, I will post that back there, and if you can grab a ticket, that would be wonderful. You are just going to have the best time. But if you are just not able to come, she is offering it virtually this year, so you'll watch it virtually as well. I will be there as a presenter. There will be 11 others that I'm aware of that will be there, so it's going to be so much fun. It's in July, and I just cannot wait. But I'm letting you off here early tonight. It's only 10 after 8. Yay me. I did a big piece in under 2 hours. Well, I'm probably going to add something to it. But for those of you that just hopped on, that have been following with the snowman piece that I'm doing, here's some more that I've gotten done on it. So lots to go. Still got to put the snowflakes coming down, snow on the birdhouse. Have to shade and highlight all their arms and the wood sign. And, so I haven't done anything to the wood yet. But aren't they cute? It's just such a cute little pattern. So I added a little bit of a glow around the moon. And did a little bit more shading on it. Made the trees taller. So I'm having fun with this one. I'm just working on it as I can. A little bit each day. So I have been painting some. So I'm going to get off here and go eat supper with my hubby. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful, what is tomorrow, Wednesday. I may hop back on because I do have a Tip It Tuesday, but I've got something I've got to do with it before I get on here. So I'll probably be on here live again tomorrow just to show you that, because I got a bargain and I'm very proud of it. You think the roses will really make it look so sweet? Thank you. Thank you so much. I think it does need a few more, some little ones, I think, just around maybe here with some vines or something. So yes, I will definitely, and I'll take a picture of it when I finish it, when I decide what I'm going to do with it. But thanks for hopping on. I appreciate it. If you don't mind, please, please, please sprinkle. That helps us so much when you sprinkle, S-H-A-R-E, the videos. That helps us tremendously with Facebook. So we appreciate it so much. All right, y'all have a good evening. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.